Okay, so today I want to kind of elaborate on the idea I've talked about in the last yesterday's video, and that idea is from Elliot Hulse that I've seen recently, and it's that men in their 20s are still not quite like men, but they're kind of boys who are just trying to become men. And I actually now believe that it's this idea has a lot of grounding, and I really believe now that this is that stage at a man's life, a young man's life, that he should overcome in order to reach that man status. So 10 years, he talked about, Elliot Hulse talked about 10 years, and how in 10 years you now then get that status, get the rewards from your work, from your hard work, and then you actually become a man. So 10 years from 20 to 30. And I think that's actually a really good time frame to place that one purpose that you want to focus on and just try to reach that, and just recognize that you're still in this stage of climbing up, and that you're only going to become really attractive. You're going to have all the options when it comes to, let's say, women, when you're at that stage. So now you should focus down on building yourself up, working on that one purpose, working out, building your body, not only your mind, and then reach that stage. And of course, it's not like an exact thing, like 10 years, and at 30 you're going to be a success. No, it's just that later on you're going to become that man. Right now I can only say, as much as I want to become that man, that father figure to other people, I have to look at the reality. I'm 21, I'm still here. I'm not necessarily just talking about, I'm not talking about things that I know. I'm more of talking about things and learning in a way. I'm not ready to just be that father figure that could just, let's say, for NoFap, I am kind of qualified. I mean, every man is qualified who does NoFap to talk about that. But what I mean, that deeper topics that you only gain experience and you learn, and then you can actually teach somebody these things. So I'm not yet qualified to be that. And I think to become a father, that's a really great goal for young men to strive for. And a father is somebody who has wisdom, who has experience, who is older. Father figure is never looked at somebody who's 16, let's say. It's more of somebody's, 30, 35, 40, and somebody who's just been shaped by all the life experiences that he had. So that's a really good goal. And today I just want to talk about this thing more in depth. This is, I really believe, the thing. Now let's talk about this purpose for the 30-year-old guy. Yes, to become a father figure, but what does that mean exactly? I think that it means that you've kind of working on that one goal. So for somebody it would be to become a doctor, to something from a career perspective that is going to give you that status that you want. And status, it could be that socio-economic status, which is just maybe a lot of people, many people know you are good financially, in a stable position. You don't live with your parents. You kind of stand on your both feet, and you're kind of prepared to take on the world by yourself. And that is the status that women crave towards men. They want that guy. They don't want this boy that still lives with his parents, even though he may have potential. And I think I really agree with Elliot Hulse, as he said that women will have sex with you when you're younger, but that doesn't mean that they're just going to kind of become wife status and to just, let's say, your boyfriend girlfriend type of thing. I think it's going to just be this casual thing, unless you're actually closer to the top of that socio-economic hierarchy, when you actually have the grounds to secure the future for the woman and her children. So now I'm kind of starting to believe that you shouldn't chase women. You shouldn't chase women at all, but you shouldn't just focus on just having a girlfriend and then expect her to become your wife in the future. You first have to get that status. You first have to age like wine. Men age like wine, because as they grow older, they get more experience, they work, they get more money, and then the status increases. So what should you be focusing on? So let's say you're just starting to be introduced to the idea of self-improvement. So I think this is a good place to start. Start with Stoicism. Stoicism is a great philosophy for men, and it's a great way to kind of develop that logical, meaningful purpose in your life. Because Stoicism is not about, what is the meaning of life, and just pondering on that. No, it's actually quite simple. Of course, to implement it, it's difficult, but it's really simple and really straightforward written. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, letters from a Stoic, Epictetus. These philosophers, you don't even need to read the books. Specifically, you can just read the quotes. And quotes themselves carry so much wisdom and so much practical use that it's the questions, what is life and what is, the purpose of it all can wait a bit. Because, just here, I have this quote written of Marcus Aurelius on my nofap calendar over there, and it's, get active in your own rescue. I mean, we all probably understand what this means. It's not something that it's so philosophical. It just means to improve. And I think we all know what it means to improve. Of course, it's many dimensions of it, but we kind of just know what to do. For example, another quote from Marcus Aurelius would be, when you wake up in the morning, think about those people who are evil, who are going to say bad things to you, who are going to deceive you. It's not an exact quote, but it's about that negative visualization, to wake up in the morning and ponder on how people are going to treat you and how you control your own self, your mind, your actions, and you're not going to be like them. It's very specific, straightforward, practical philosophy. I think you should start there. And start with the Marcus Aurelius meditations. I would recommend that. Now, other thing, nofap. I think that's pretty obvious. Every man should be doing it. You should make it your lifestyle to not watch pornography, not to masturbate. It's really important, but it's not as important, and it's just a great habit to have in your life. It's not the main thing, but it's just as an addition. What else? Working out, and diet, extremely important. Diet is the one I struggle with the most, but start to exercise. I would really highly recommend jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and it's changing my life. I've already talked about this in previous videos. I'm not going to get into it a lot, but get into some kind of competitive, high-intensity workout with other men. That's why I recommend jiu-jitsu, because it's fighting type. You get, there's close contact, and you're just going, I don't know how to say this, but it's just anxiety that you have, the fear, the stress, everything in life. This is, I think, the simplest explanation of how exercise impacts you. It's like, if you're in your life and life is difficult for you mentally, having that physical exercise, when you kind of align your mind with the body, there's kind of a balance, then those life problems become easier to handle. They don't disappear, and exercise is not going to just fix everything, but it's going to fix a lot of things. People neglect the physical aspect of human body and just focus on the mind, focus on, the grind, the productivity. It's physical activity, extremely important. Now, other thing that is probably the most important, but it aligns with the physical activity, and it's that one purpose. That's what I'm talking about from the Stoicism, from Marcus Aurelius, that one purpose in your life. So yeah, that one purpose, either it would be to maybe study. That one purpose doesn't mean, in my opinion, that you just do one thing and that's pretty much it. No, there is the most important thing for you, and then there's other kind of other important things, but not as important. So for me, YouTube is probably on the top of the importance. Then there comes studies. I think that's going to shift when I actually start to study my year. And for that, you need to create a schedule, to schedule your days. If you're kind of have this chaotic mind and you've kind of been lazy all of your life, like myself, creating structure, creating that easiest option, Google Calendar, and just planning out at least a week in advance or at least a day in advance is going to be extremely helpful for your productivity. And just think about, maybe you want to get in photography. Okay, schedule it in. Not only, don't make your days by just random, oh, I'm playing video games, oh, I maybe do that. No, this is your morning routine, this is your work, this is your break, this is your, I don't know, working out stage, this is this, when you go to sleep. Create a schedule, wake up at every single, like at the same time. You don't need to go to sleep at the same time, but just wake up consistently. I wake up at 8, I usually go to sleep at 12 every day. Doesn't matter if it's a Saturday or Sunday. Actually get this out of your mind. Saturday and Sunday doesn't exist. Don't be one of those people who just suffer 5 days and then Saturday, Sunday comes, oh, parties, drugs, and then, oh, it's Monday. Screw Mondays, you know. Don't be one of those people. Just, it's the same day every day. Put in the work. Be grateful. Yeah, that's it. What else? Start eating breakfast. Extremely important advice. And just right now, you know, I've used to not eat breakfast in the past. I used to skip it, and I remember that I would usually just crash a couple of hours after I wake up from caffeine, and I kind of get this overwhelming anxiety, and it was because I didn't eat breakfast. So start eating breakfast. I eat 4 eggs, and I've kind of put it in white toast, and I just eat that every day. And make it simple. If you don't like to eat breakfast or you don't like to stick to that, just make it simple. Make it the same thing you eat every day, and just see how well it actually cures your anxiety and just gives you more of this productivity in the rest of the day. So breakfast is a very important thing. And you know, these things might not sound like something that might increase your status, but you know, you're low status now, you're a young guy, you're just in that stage of going up, and these are the small things that compound over time in order to reach that, you know, one goal. You're going to have little wins throughout. You're going to have failures. Like, that's the journey. That's the journey towards that something bigger. So start there. Start with these habits. Start building yourself up. And, you know, really meditate on the idea of those 10 years. How much better you're going to be in those 10 years. So that's the message with this video. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more weekly self-improvement content. You can support my channel on PayPal or on Patreon in the description down below. You can follow me on Instagram there as well. And thank you for watching this video again. Stay on your journey.